Sorry for the late posting, but I was stuffed from Thanksgiving and just woke up from a tryptophan coma. Let's begin. Assalamualaikum to our new listener country of Bangladesh. Episode 114 brings us a dumb birthday game Norm Nathan Show combo from November 25th and maybe the 26th of 1993. I've titled it A Turkey Sandwich of Thanksgiving Wishes. We get right into it, so here are the players. There was some Joe confusion with Joe from Revere. Rod, the security guard from the front desk at WBZ. Norm tried to protect his ID, but was foiled by Rod himself. Scott in his car from Wayland. Ann from the Catskills area of New York. Greg, Doug, Jeff, Ebben, producing and playing in studio. And the affable Jack Harte in traffic. The birthdays: Amy Grant, JFK Jr., Ricardo Montalbán, whom is someone Norm aspires to be like. Did you know that they did a Fantasy Island episode that was titled The Wrath of Bon? I made that up. Joe DiMaggio, Bucky Dent, John Larroquette, Kathryn Crosby, and Christina Applegate. We now move to Norm Nathan Showtime. Callers with tons of happy Thanksgiving wishes and other praise. Carolyn in North Carolina, who's in love with some of the WBZ staff. Mike in Boston. Mike from Kingston, wondering about the Arctic Circle call. Now, this was a call we received one night from a guy on an oil rig off the coast of Greenland. Sounds like Mike takes regular notes on the show and loved Norm's interview with Steve Allen. His call switches to side B, and he also tells us about some big plans for Thanksgiving. We hear from Jerry in Natick, another fan of the Steve Allen interview. Katie in beeyooteefull Cape Breton, Canada. The one and only Generosa. Generosa has a secret love of watching the Weather Channel, just for the maps. And Norm shares one of his secret TV loves. Peggy talking Thanksgiving and the Steve Allen interview again. Half was Steve and half was Norm, and together it equaled greatness. Lavera in Charlottesville, Virginia, who just loves the show. Jim from Manchester, New Hampshire. A year ago this month, they had their first baby, Faith. And at his wife's insistence, Norm was in the delivery room. Bill from Jaffrey, New Hampshire. It was a cold, cold night, and he's delivering oil for someone who ran out. May in Boston. Turkey Day wishes. And she won a geography book from one of our guests. She and her husband have enjoyed it so much that her hubby asks her questions all the time. He also asks the cat, too. There's Steve calling from a dimly lit room, listening to Norm. He wanted to thank him personally for something Norm helped him with back in February. I will let him tell the story, so you just hang in there for it. And the last caller is Pete in Roslindale. We close with a commercial for the Secret Garden at the Colonial Theater, and then Norm teases the swell music quiz and signs off. Other leftovers. Mixing metaphors and Old English sayings and speaking in dead languages. Bad math. Through the entire game, Anne, unintentionally, does a great Gabby Hayes impression. Rod reveals that he has been tutoring Mike Epstein on birthdays. Listen closely for the sipping. Does Scott get hauled off to the old Gray Bar Hotel? Is his one phone call used to return to the dumb birthday game? Scratchy tapes. Ian, back again, giving us some fantastic inside baseball observations. We learn that Norm likes his floozies young. And then Norm tells us about Eula Grooms, and Donald Lozon. They were married back then on top of a wedding cake float at the Detroit Thanksgiving Day Parade. And cooking a special dinner for your pet? Episode 114, A Turkey Sandwich of Thanksgiving Wishes, begins to baste your ears in wonderfulness now.
And just as sparkling, it makes the whole night just glow, just like the sun comes out, actually. Okay, we'll play the dumb birthday game. In fact, we'll do it now. Let me introduce you to some members of the panel. Hey, we got Joe the plumber, formerly the baker. I guess you're not ever formerly a baker, are you? Once a baker, always a baker.
You're the wrong person. No.
Oh, that's not that Joe.
No.
Oh, that's Joe from Malden. That's right. You're Joe from Revere.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you doing?
I'm alright. How you know?
Okay, have you played the game with us before?
Yeah, once a while back.
Yeah, were you great?
It was alright.
Yeah, you're some kind of downhearted, are you? Really?
I'm just tired.
Yeah, do you think you can stay awake for about a half hour?
Oh, yeah, I think I can.
Okay. We have my friend Rod, who's playing the game with us too. Hi, Rod.
Hi.
Okay, because I know that you guess along with everybody in times past, but this is the first time you've had to go right into the line of fire, eh?
Yeah, that's right. You know, I'm usually out here working the front desk and too busy to come and get into the line of fire.
Oh, I was trying to disguise your whole identity, and
that's okay. No problem.
Okay, Rod.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can tell you, I can say now that you're the security guard and that you're calling from your front desk because you're watching out to see that no terrorists take over WBZ and entrap us all.
Well, any terrorist thing that can get past me, which is a 6'2", 215-pound man who's a highly trained fighter, is welcome to come in.
Hey, I feel safe. I feel just as safe. Okay, Scott is with us out in Wayland. Hi, Scott.
Good morning, Norm Nathan.
Oh, God. Well, you sound upbeat, don't you?
Hey, gotta be.
Have you been with us before?
I have.
And okay, well, I'm glad to have you back again.
It's my pleasure.
What are you doing up at 3:15?
I'm driving in my car.
Oh, you're in your car now?
Yeah.
Okay. We called you, I think, didn't we? So we saved you the cost.
You saved me well, yeah. But it cost me 50 cents a minute, but it's worth it.
Okay.
Because I have a chance to win some really exciting prizes.
Well, of course, I'm glad you brought that up, because as you understand, and I know you said that facetiously, because the kind of stuff you win here on this program is tasteless, worthless, useless, it's tacky.
Suitable for kindling.
That's right. Actually suitable for flea markets. We see a lot of our stuff turning up on flea market tables throughout the entire area. We have a woman from New York State, Ann. Hi, Ann.
Hi, Norm. How are you doing?
Good. Now, where are you?
I'm in Hobart, New York. I'm in the Catskill Mountains.
That sounds really nice. Is it cold up there now?
Well, it's not too great.
We've talked before, have we not? Or have we not?
Yes, we have.
Where was it? Was it Majorca? Where is it? Tierra del Fuego? Where was that?
Pardon?
Never mind. I was being cutesy. And anyway, I forget what the question was. But anyway, welcome to the game. And appreciate you playing with us.
Good.
If you pardon the expression.
It's been like a year and a half since I played before.
What's that?
It's been like a year and a half before I played before.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome back. And we have Doug Ebben, who is playing the game with us, who's what is known as...
Call me Greg, Norm.
I called you Doug, and I've called you Jeff. I've called you every name in the book. Greg, it's Greg Ebben, who's new around these parts, and it takes me, because I have an old memory, an old brain. Anyway, I'll never forget that. Greg Ebben, who's a producer here at WBZ, playing the game with us. Nice to have you.
Good to be back.
And nice to have, let's see, we have Jack Harte is with us, of course. Hi, Jack.
Hi.
I beg your pardon?
Hi.
Oh, I see. Okay. And
you mean I'm the only lady among all those gentlemen?
Oh, the only woman. If you are a lady, that's even nicer. Yes.
How about that?
Yeah. Is that exciting to you? Are you getting kind of goose pimples to know that you're with 5 men?
Well,
or do we make your skin crawl?
I'm getting goose pimples now.
Okay.
See how we do.
A lot of interesting people born on November 25th. And one of them is Amy Grant. You know Amy Grant, the gospel singer?
Oh, sure.
She sings rock, but with a kind of religious slant.
However, a fine-looking woman.
She's an excellent-looking woman.
Fantastic looking.
What's that, please?
Fantastic looking.
Yes, she is fantastic looking. I have this fantasy about her that she's going to turn Jewish for me. But somehow I have a feeling maybe that may not happen. She had a hit in 1991 called Baby, Baby, if that helps you try to guess her age at all. What do you think, Joe? We'll start with you. How old do you think Amy Grant is today?
I'll say 25.
25 for Amy Grant. Rod, what do you say?
I say, let me see. I put around 33.
Up and around 33.
Yeah, I put around 33.
Okay. And Scott?
Amy Grant is 29 years old today.
Oh, you say that with such authority. It'd be hard for anybody to argue with you about that. Amy Grant is 29 years old today, and don't anybody argue with me, or I'll break your nose. And you had that kind of that authority in your voice. That's nice. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Norm.
Okay. And what do you, as the only woman, what do you think?
Well, I've got to go with Scotty. He sounds so great, 29.
Thank you, Norm.
Okay. If any, whoever's got their radio on, if you would turn it down, I would appreciate it.
Not me?
Okay. Greg, what do you think?
32, Norm.
32.
Yep.
And what do you think, Jack?
34.
34. Okay, actually, she is 33. Rod, who's playing for the very first time, hit it right on the button. She's 33 years old. Did you know that, Rod, or did you just take a guess?
No, I knew that because I'm a former musician, and I did have to have a chance to perform with her about 12 years ago.
Huh.
So,
and you knew it 12 years ago. She was 21 years old.
Yeah, and I'm a lot older than her, and I saw. Yeah, I know.
And you still are, I bet.
Yeah.
And never the gap shall ever twine and twix. Never they shall. I don't know whether you ever heard that. That's an old. I just spoke old English.
Yeah, you spoke old English. You mixed a couple of metaphors.
Yeah, a lot of. I mixed my metaphors. That's quite true. And I speak a language that's long been dead, same as my entire mind.
Yeah, that's correct. You know, my mind died about 3 hours ago.
Oh, Rod, would you just stop that? John, today's John F. Kennedy Jr.'s birthday. Some people say he is the sexiest man in America, and very much in the news. Did he just get married, or is he? No, he's not. No, he goes with. What's her name?
Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah. That's right. And there were rumors all the time about, like, today they're going to get married, or tomorrow they're going to get married.
She's quite a mermaid.
It's reported that they're on the rocks.
Eventually.
Oh, really? That do you think the whole relationship is pretty much busted up?
This is what I personally I don't care, but this is what they're saying.
No, I'm not suggesting that you're deeply emotionally involved with all this. I'm simply discussing the facts of whether or not.
Daryl Hannah is with me right here, right now.
There's something fishy about that Daryl Hannah.
We're doing the mermaid stick again, huh? Okay. Let's start with you, Jack, now that you just run off at the mouth. How old do you think John F. Kennedy Jr., next to you, the sexiest man in America, how old do you think he is today? Let's see if there's... no, I can't tell you anything about him except he's an attorney and he lives in Washington, D.C.
Let's see. He was 2 years old and is 35.
35. He was 2 years old when? When his father was assassinated?
I think he was like almost 3 or something like that. Well, actually, I guess he would be a couple of days before 3, if my guess is right, unless I did the math wrong.
Yeah, it was the 30th anniversary of the assassination, so you did the math wrong.
Oh, well.
Well, no, not if he said he was 2, or about, anyway. He was the fellow who was saluting in those famous pictures. And Greg Ebben, what do you think?
If my math serves me right, it's going to be 33, Norm.
33 years old today, says Greg. And the lovely Ann.
33, definitely.
Definitely 33. You know that for a fact, huh? May I hear from you, Ann? Do you know that for a fact? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Scott, what do you think?
34.
34. You've been taking diction lessons from Jack Harte. I'm
34.
sorry. Jack Harte.
Jack Harte from Maine.
Okay, and Rod, what do you think?
Well, I think the gentleman should be 33, I believe.
33, you believe.
That's
Okay.
correct.
And Joe?
I'll say 32.
32. Actually, he is 33. I have a feeling Rod has looked all these things up. I feel he wanted to make a good impression. So somehow he learned all the ages, because you hit it right on the button, Rod. You and Ann and Greg.
Well, you know, I give Mike all the answers every night, so, you know, I'm pretty good at this.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you give Mike all the answers?
I give Mike the answer. Sometimes he takes my advice, and sometimes he doesn't.
Now, which Mike is this?
Your producer, Mike. The one who was here last night.
Oh, Mike Epstein, who's
Yeah.
here the last couple of nights. Oh, I see. Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
you know?
Oh, that's right. Because he,
Mike.
yeah, that's right. Because Mike did. He came out on top the last couple of nights.
Yeah, and that was because I was feeding him the answers.
Okay. Here's a guy who reminds me of myself, or how I will be in a few years, but because he's suave and very debonair, same as yours truly.
Oh, I got a mad wild passion for Mike.
No, I wasn't talking about Mike. That was not related to Mike. And you're going to have to get with it a little bit.
Okay,
I kind of have a feeling there's some kind of a delay in communication where you are.
I'll be very quiet.
No, because I was talking about Ricardo Montalbán. Who has a birthday today also. And I was
so old, his skin looks like fine Corinthian leather.
The plane.
He's so old, his skin looks like fine.
Ricardo Montalbán.
Yeah. It's hard to say that without sounding like you have an accent. Ricardo Montalbán.
Okay, you're starting with me.
Yeah. Are you still talking, Ann?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, as long as your mouth is going there, could you tell us how old you think Ricardo Montalbán is today?
73.
73. That was painful, wasn't it, to get that out? Oh. Why do you always say, Do you not hear me the first time?
Yes, I do it. Got a little bit of a problem with the phone and things. 73.
Okay. Rod, what do you say?
Oh, I want to say, this one I'm not too sure about, but I think he's 71.
71.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Scott, what do you think?
Ricardo Montalbán.
That's the guy.
Norm?
Yes?
I get the state police with their blue lights on behind me. I'm afraid I'm going to have to pull over and back out. Is that okay?
What do you mean? Are you traveling?
Yeah, I'm in my car right now.
What are they doing? Stopping you for
they're
speeding?
pulling me over, these guys.
For speed? What, for speeding,
Well,
you think?
I'm only going about 75. Norm, I got to go.
Oh, listen, could you have them talk into the phone there?
I'll call you back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Scott.
All right, bye.
Oh, because I was kind of hoping he'd hold the phone up. We could hear the police officer come over and say, "May I have your license and registration, please?" He might not have a voice like that. It may be, "Hi, may I have your license and registration?" Maybe kind of a wimpy cop. Are there wimpy cops? Maybe not. Anyway, that's kind of funny. This happened to us once before, and the guy who was being pulled over did keep the phone off. And he had the police officer who stopped him talking to the phone, and we kind of overheard the whole procedure. And I think he got off because I think the police didn't want to issue a ticket to him or anything while he was on the radio. And that Scott could have taken advantage of that. Anyway, Ricardo Montalbán is from Mexico City. Mexico has one of entertainment's longest successful marriages. He's married to Georgiana Young since 1944, which means next year will be their 50th wedding anniversary. She is the sister of Loretta Young. He received 4-star reviews for his part in the 1982 Star Trek II, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and an Emmy for the TV miniseries How the West Was Won. He appeared as Mr. Rourke on TV's Fantasy Island. He's done Chrysler commercials. He's a swell dancer and a neat dresser. And let's all give him a big Boston welcome, Ricardo Montalbán.
The plane.
Oh, Ann, be quiet. Joe, what do you say? How old is Ricardo Montalbán?
I'll say 73.
73. Same as what Ann said. Okay, and Greg, what do you think?
I'm going to go with 66 there, Norm.
66.
Big Fantasy Island fan.
Really?
Yeah.
And the little guy. And what's his name? What was his name?
Hervé Villachez.
Oh yeah.
He committed suicide about a month ago.
I know it. That was sad.
Hervé Villachez.
Jack, what do you think?
Well, I was going to say the plane 70.
Okay. Oh, there's the line is ringing out. Do you suppose that could be Scott again?
Let's see.
Maybe he's making us one phone call.
That's right. He says they say have one phone call before you haul to the court, and he says, "I want to make it to the dumb birthday game," and they're going to lock him up for insanity. Okay, we're gonna check that out to see, and meanwhile I'll stall. Anyway, Ricardo Montalbán, I won't stall. He is 73 years old today. Ann got that correctly, and so did Joe. So the way we have it now, Ann has 2 correct answers, and so does Rod. They're both tie, and Joe has 1, and Greg Ebben has 1. And Scott, we're waiting for you to score, and I know you will. Maybe you'll even score with Ann. Then again, maybe you don't want to score with Ann. I don't know.
Well, I'm willing.
What do you think, Ann? Are you married?
Well, I was good many years ago.
So the answer is no, then.
Oh, no, not right now.
Yeah, okay. Are you married, Scott? Scott?
There's no Scott.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Who am I talking to? This is, no, this is Joe. Is it Joe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who did I ask if he was, did you express interest in Ann? Was that you, Joe?
No.
I'm sorry, Ann.
Okay, that's the story of my life. Nobody is interested.
I'm sorry, I'm interested in you.
Okay. All right,
That was not Scott on the line, by the way.
Oh, that isn't. Scott is apparently still being held up by the police at gunpoint. They've now got him flat across the hood of his car, and
You have the right to remain silent.
That's right. They're giving him the Miranda.
Okay.
And be quiet until I finish the thought, Ann. See, then you can come in.
It's going to be you and me, Norm.
What do you mean, you and me?
Well, you're trying to put me up with somebody.
Yeah, but not with me, pal.
Oh.
No, anyway, Joe DiMaggio. Today's Joe DiMaggio's birthday. Let me tell you about Joe.
Oh.
How old was Ricardo? Norm?
Oh, yeah, he's 7. Oh, that's right. You were out of the room. 73.
Wow.
73. So Ann and Joe both said 73.
He still has very nice hair for 73 years old.
He really holds up. He's very smooth, very suave.
Yes. Joe D, here we go.
Okay, Joe DiMaggio, Baseball Hall of Famer. His batting average was 325 over a 15-year career. Isn't that something when you think there's hardly a Red Sox player can hit 315 in one season? And this guy kept it up over 15 years. He has the distinction of becoming the first American League player to earn over $100,000 a year, when salaries obviously were a whole lot less than they are now. He holds the hitting streak record, 56 straight games. And, of course, married to Marilyn Monroe for a short time, and there have been this talk about him going to her grave quite a lot, putting flowers on it and all that. Mr. Coffee and all that. Anyway, he's from Martinez, California. First played with Seattle was when it was in the minor leagues, the Seattle, forget what they were called. But in any event, today is his birthday, and we'll start with you, Greg. Greg Ebben, how old do you think he is?
Boy, it's going to be a tough one. I don't really know. I'm going to go with 76 trombones.
In the big
That's the
parade.
spirit, yeah.
Okay, 76.
I was going to slip that 76 in every time I play, always.
That's right. When you're not too terribly sure, 76 sounds like a pretty decent number. What do you think, Joe?
I'll say 72.
72. And Rod?
I was going to say 76 trombones. I'll go with that, too. 76.
76 also.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Ann?
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to go with 78. I must say, when I used to go to Yankee Stadium, Joe DiMaggio was out there, and he was always set for the to get the ball and everything. He was a great player.
What did you say? He was always set to get the ball?
Pardon?
What? Why didn't you understand me the first time
He was out there in right field, and he would have his hands on his legs and everything else, ready to go for the ball.
Yeah, most ball players do it that way. Also, he played center field rather than right field, but they're all like that. See, they're all like that. They're all ready to get the ball. That's the idea. That was not a unique Joe DiMaggio position.
He played right field.
No, he played center field.
Oh.
Mickey Mantle played right.
Well, that was later on.
Maybe she might be confusing.
Yeah. Okay, Jack, what do you think? How old do you think? How old do you think Ann is?
A lot older than when that story started.
That's right. Yeah, I remember Joe DiMaggio. He did play the outfield, and he did have his hands on his knees a lot when he was ready to go get that ball. I noticed that there's some Red Sox players do the same thing. They're the outfielders. They're out there with their hands on their knees, ready to go get that ball. So they must be imitating Joe DiMaggio.
Okay. When Joe gets through, I'll tell you how old I am.
You want to tell us right now?
Sure.
How old are you?
60. I'm going to be 66 in January.
Oh, yeah, you're too old for all of us. Much too old. Much too old. Yeah, no. I like my floozies young. Anyway, that was an awful thing to say. Jack, what do you think? How old is Joe DiMaggio?
74.
74. Okay, Joe DiMaggio actually 79, and it's going to come as a shock. But Ann has won that round too, and she's got 3 out of 4.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're really doing okay, Ann. How about Bucky Dent? We all know Bucky Dent. We here in Boston certainly do. Russell Bucky Dent, a Yankee shortstop who did a job on us a few years back. How old do you think? Let's start with you, Rod.
See, baseball's not my forte, but let me see. I would say he's 51.
Okay, and Ann, what do you say?
50.
50.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack.
Yeah, 50.
Okay, 50. Okay. And what do you think, Greg, Ebben, Bucky Dent?
Bucky Dent is 44 years old.
44. Okay, Joe?
58.
You know, Greg got that closer. He said 44, and he's 42. He's only 42 years old today. Yeah, 42 years old. And still growing. Whatever that means. John Larroquette, who was in Night Court and now has his own show. What's his current show called?
The John Larroquette Show.
Okay, that was kind of a stupid question, wasn't it? You all said it just like a Greek play. They're all in unison. That was just a beautiful. John Larroquette, he's from New Orleans. Emmy winner. He was the assistant DA Daniel Fielding on Night Court and is now in the John Larroquette Show. That's right. Okay. Rod, how old is John Larroquette on this November 25th?
See, I remember him from Black Sheep Squadron. He was starting that, and I think he is 44.
Was that a show that was on before Night Court?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Tells you how long since I really watched TV.
I was actually surprised to find him in the movie Stripes. He was the nasty sort of head of the army thing. The little group of he was the head guy. But it was the commanding officer, but it was not the Dan Fielding character at all.
Now, who was the star in that one?
That was Bill Murray.
Oh, Bill Murray. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Hey, you know who's here too? Mike Epstein is here. You want to play the game with us, Mike Epstein?
I had one question. How old was Ricardo Montalbán? I had to go to Dunkin' Donuts when I heard that.
Oh, you were out of the car.
Yeah, I was.
He's 73. 73 years old.
I have one other question. Ann, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, she can hear us. Yeah.
She can hear us now. Has anyone been able to decipher one word?
No.
That's come out of Ann
No.
tonight?
We can figure out.
This in the nicest way, Ann. You're a great lady, and I love you dearly. But I can't understand what you're saying.
I love you too, dear.
Oh.
Well, how do you explain that your diction is so sloppy? How do you explain that?
What's the matter?
I didn't understand that either, did you?
No.
What's the matter? She comes up with phrases like that. You say, Ann, what's happening up there? And
did we ever quite figure out where Joe DiMaggio was playing? Was he in center? Was he in right? Was he in left?
No, he was center. Was he not a center fielder, gang?
Yes.
Okay.
That's Joe. Joe's trying to stay awake. He's having some problems with that. Ann is having too many problems because she is staying awake, sort of. Okay, John Larroquette, we have the one guest from Rod who's at 44. And Mike, you want to sit down and join us then, huh?
Well, I'm just going to stick around for a couple of minutes. I've got to go into the newsroom, but I think Larroquette is 45 years old today.
Okay, so you can replace Scott from Wayland, who was stopped by the police, and thus had to drop out of the game.
I saw him
because he's not out at night.
You saw him?
Oh yeah.
You saw Scott being stopped by the police?
He's spread eagle on the top of his car. He's getting pistol whipped.
Well, fair enough.
And we have video.
We'll have film of that at 5 with Gary LaPierre or whoever's pitching. That's right,
It'll be Jay McQuade.
Oh, Jay McQuade. That's right. Gary LaPierre wouldn't be here on a holiday. Only us flunkies are here on holidays. The really decent people who want to have respect for, they're off today.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, Joe, what do you think? How old is John
I'll
Larroquette?
say 46.
You'll say he's 46, okay. And Ann?
I'll go with 46.
You'll go with 46, okay. And Greg, what do you say?
48, Norm.
48. And Jack?
47.
47. He is 46. Ann has won another round. I may have to send her one of our tasteless prizes.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible, yeah. Do you think anybody will understand when she calls back, when we talk with her, or when Greg talks to her and gets her a name and address? We'll be able to
I hope Greg can understand when he has to take the name and address myself.
Yeah, I don't know. This one hottest stream was in New York. You have to interpret that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of you, Ann, but...
Oh, of course not.
I think she said, of course not. Was that what that was?
I'm getting the translation on my other earphone right now.
What is your first language? What is your first language, Ann?
My first language is English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Kathryn Crosby?
I will put Generosa on your case if you don't behave.
Oh, you're a tough cookie, aren't you, huh? Okay, Kathryn Crosby from Houston, Texas, actress. She's the widow of Bing Crosby. She's married to Bing Crosby, Kathryn Crosby. Yeah. What do you think, Ann? You want to take a guess at her age?
Well, let's see.
She said, well, let's see. I feel like there should be subtitles under her picture.
I have to stop and think about this one.
Okay.
What was her first name?
Kathryn.
Oh, yeah.
And the last name?
Last name, I forget.
I would say 60.
60. Okay. And Greg, what would you say?
I have no idea, so I'm just going to go with 67.
67. Okay, Mike Epstein, what do you think?
Now, was Catherine Bing's last wife?
Yes, I think she was his wife when he died.
Okay.
Yes. Remember, he married some very young women. She was not his original wife.
No, I understand that.
I don't mean to be giving you clues in a sense, and that's kind of unfair to the others.
Well, that's quite all right. I really don't mind.
Okay.
I'm going to say 64.
64. Is there a lot of clicking going on, or is that my ears doing this?
I'm not hearing clicking. It's almost as though someone's putting the phone up to their fireplace and we're hearing the logs click. As you know that clicking sound as they burn?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Because I'm an outdoorsman. I know all that stuff. I thought it was maybe the earwax settling in my eardrum or something like that. Jack, what do you say?
I'd have to say she was about 6 to 1.
Where are you, Jack?
What?
Your voice is trailing off.
I'm here.
Okay, that's better. Now, how old did you say?
Oh, 61.
Okay, what were you doing? Talking into the window pane up there at the Prudential Center?
No, I had just turned it down just a bit to hear something, and I forgot to turn it back up.
No, don't pay any attention to traffic if that's what what you're concentrating on. There's nothing going on. You said so. There's kind of a hush all over the area, I believe.
All over the world, yeah.
Okay, Joe, what do you say?
I'll try 48.
48, okay. And how old do you think Kathryn Crosby is, Rod?
Let me see. I'm not familiar who she is, but I'll say 63.
Don't tell me you don't know who she is. I saw that stack of letters on your desk out there, just piled up to your nose, all signed and dipped in perfume.
That's a secret now. Secret. I do have a significant other who will do a barbette on me. So no, don't say nothing.
I see. Okay. Kathryn Crosby actually is 60 years old, and Ann wins that round, too.
Congratulations, Ann.
Boy, you don't need subtitles for that.
No, she's got five. She's won 5 times so far.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, you have. And we got Greg and Rod and Joe with 2 apiece. And Jack, you didn't do too well yesterday either, did you?
No, I didn't. I'm in a birthday slump.
I can't understand it because you used to walk away with the thing all the time.
Well, I'll get my energy back.
And Mike, of course, Mike has just joined us, so that's not fair to.
And I just want to set the record straight. I heard Rod giving away a trade secret earlier.
I know it.
Last night he came in and he said he gave me a couple of answers, one of which I took and I got right.
Yeah.
I got to admit that.
And then he didn't take the other ones, which he got wrong.
That's true.
Okay.
Just to maintain my integrity, to keep my name from being blemished.
I'll just do it at the show. You should listen to me more often.
Oh, please.
Okay, we have just one more shot at this thing. And this is Christina Applegate. Would you know who she is?
Yeah, she's on Married with Children.
That's right. She's the young lady.
Yeah.
A very attractive young lady.
She's the young woman. Yes.
If I were about 60 years younger, I could probably lust after her.
You can lust after her now.
No, well, I feel no. I don't feel like I get too tired too easily. Born in Hollywood, she's Kelly Bundy as the character on Married with Children. That is probably one of the most stupid programs on television. Do you know that?
I kind of like the show myself.
Do you really?
I do. I find it a mental break, as it were.
No, I think it shows a certain reality.
Absolutely.
People's lives people that I've known.
Really? I mean, a father who is so stupid, you wonder how he could ever earn a living enough to buy to live in the house they live in, which is quite a nice house. That's not a cheap house. How could a jerk like that earn a living anywhere to make that kind of money? And his wife, who walks kind of pigeon-toed, half a step at a time.
Well, I have to admit, I've never known anyone quite like Mrs. Bundy. I've known plenty of people who fit into the Mr. Bundy mode.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen those people before.
Hey, Jack, what will you guess then first? Christy Applegate, how old do you think she is today?
Applegate. She is a delightful and scrumptious. 19.
19? Is that what you said, 19?
Yep.
Because I had this feeling that you were just stalling and that you would never come out with an answer in our day, in our time.
No, I was contemplating.
Okay. Greg Ebben, what do you think?
Kelly Busty is 21 years old.
Oh!
My goodness sakes, he
21.
just blurted right out with that, didn't he? I guess we know what your thoughts are. Anyway, Ann, what do you think?
Well, I don't know too much about her, but
Go young.
25.
Okay. See, Ann doesn't know much about any of them, but she's leading everybody by a mile.
Okay.
And Mike, what do you think?
I think that she's I think she's a very curvaceous 22 years old today.
22 years old today.
Yes.
And Rod?
I'm just trying to get my heartbeat to slow down. Every time I think of her, it just speeds up right away.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness.
You can see the effect she's had on all of us.
Yeah.
All of us well-bodied young American men.
Lust on the radio.
Yes, I would say, I have to agree with Michael. I think she's 22.
Okay, and Joe, what do you say?
Well, I happen to know she's 21.
You happen to know her very well.
I'm a fan of her.
I think he's part of the fan club.
She flew into Revere. Are you a graduate of Revere High School?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet.
17.
Oh, you're only 17.
That's right.
Hey, what are you doing up at this time?
Oh, it's vacation.
Oh, that's right. You don't have school in the morning anyway. Well, it's good to have you. Yeah. Now, Christina Applegate actually is 22 years old today.
Wow.
If we'd asked you that yesterday, Joe, you would have been right.
Yeah.
And so would Greg. Now, she's 22 years old today. So we have 2 winners with that. One of whom is Mike, who said that, and Rod is the other one. But Ann comes out on top, having won more than anybody else has.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ann.
Well, I thank you.
Huh? All right, thanks so much. I want to talk. And, you know. And hang on the line, and Greg will be talking with you in just a few minutes, taking your name and address if he can understand you. And we'll get one of.
I get something?
Yeah, it isn't. It isn't anything you like. It's just a piece of junk that we send out.
Listen, last time I got a book, the 10 worst things. But that was a year and a half ago.
You're gonna be getting one after this victory. It's called English as a Second Language.
That's right. Okay. Let me turn you over to Greg so you can take your name and address.
Okay.
Because I tell you the truth, I'm sick to death of talking to you.
well, it's feelings mutual, Norm.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the guy who does the Gabby Hayes voice in Blazing Saddles. You know, the guy with the big beards.
You
can't take the top them going to fresh them out of town. And everybody cheers and say, anyway, Anyway, here's Greg. We'll get some worthless thing out to you. And I thank you very much for playing the game.
Norm, I love you and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you from all of us. And Joe, thank you very much. It's good to have you with us.
Norm, I couldn't have thought of a better thing I could have done. Stay up till 4 in the morning. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Well, Joe, if you'll stay in the line, I could tell you a few things.
What you can tell him what?
I could tell him a few things that you might want to be doing at 4 in the morning. Rather than being on the phone.
A 17-year-old guy ought to be sleeping, and we're glad to have had him with us. And Rod, for your first shot, you did very well.
All right, well, I thank you, Norm.
Yeah, you got 3 correct answers. Well,
you threw me with the baseball stuff.
Well, let's see. We did have 2 baseball things. That's true.
Yeah, I'm not a baseball fan.
Well, you were not that far off in either case, and we'll do this again.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Let's talk to you later, though.
Okay, Rod. And Jack?
Yes?
To talk with you is always a wondrous treat.
Oh, I feel the same speaking with you.
Okay, we'll be hearing your report right after 4 o'clock, and 4:05 on a Thanksgiving morning, you'll really have a whale of a lot of stuff to talk about.
A thundering herd.
Yeah, I mean, usually at that time we start talking about the delivery trucks that are coming, and there won't even be that going on today.
Delivery trucks.
There won't even be that.
Nobody to deliver to.
That's right. The stores are pretty much closed.
Many people have had their dinners prepared by various services, and they are going to have to get on the road early delivering.
Oh, I hope for your sake that's true. And I hope there are thousands of them.
So do I.
You think there'll be a jam up, a 5-mile delayed jam up coming up Route 128 South?
The smell of turkey can be smelled for 6 miles.
All of caterers. Yeah. Hey, talk to you soon. Thanks for playing the game with us.
Well, thank you.
And what kind of a crazy schedule you have, Mike? You are
Don't ask. I'm on in the night. I'm on in the morning. On in the afternoon. And what I'm doing is someone in the newsroom is taking the day off, and being in the position that we're in, I'm filling in today and tomorrow morning this morning from 4 to noon, tomorrow morning 4 a.m. to 2 in the afternoon.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
and the rest of the time you're on in the evening, and then you're on overnight until 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You kids today are okay. You know, you're built differently than we were. We would just throw up and faint a lot if we had those kind of crazy hours.
Well, Norm, before I rush off into the newsroom to help prepare all the news that's fit to print, I just want to wish you and everyone, all of our faithful listeners, both of them, I'd like to wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving.
Well,
You betcha.
We betcha. We wish you the same. Thank you very much, Mike. Okay, we can take some calls, too, if you'd anybody care to call me. But if you don't want to call me, listen, I understand. Hey, I know what I am. I know my limits. Anyway, 254-1030, area code 617. 4 minutes before 4, you're tuned to a WBZ 254-1030. We do keep things a little bit light anyway. In fact, we're going to talk with Carolyn in North Carolina.
Oh, my God, I can't believe it.
You got through right away, didn't you?
Yeah.
You nearly knocked me. You
love that boy. I didn't like him the other night.
Yeah, you nearly knocked my earphones off with that greeting there, Carolyn.
Oh, excuse me.
What's doing?
I was just calling to say happy Thanksgiving.
Well, thank you. A happy Thanksgiving to you, too.
And also, Mike, you know, that sweet little thing, I didn't realize he was working his behind off, you know. You know, your other producer.
Yes.
That he works morning, noon, and night. Because when I first talked to him, I told him he was the worst producer I'd ever heard. That poor little soul. Oh, of course, I don't think he cared. I didn't realize he worked so hard.
Oh, everybody around here works very hard because we're very loyal to Westinghouse Corporation, and we would not think of letting down.
Oh, God, Norman, will you get off? You know?
I'm pouring it on too thick, huh?
Yeah.
No, you're probably right.
Well, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And all of you guys are really nice, you know. And
good looking. We're good looking, too.
Yeah. I'll never know. Oh. But that, you know, your traffic man is the cutest thing.
Yes, he really is. Jack Harte. He's a very good-looking guy. You ought to write him obscene letters.
Oh, and I just like listening to him. And he's very intelligent, too.
Oh, he's brilliant. He's way above most everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why most people find it hard to understand what he's saying, because he's kind of a whole level.
Shut up. I got really mad at you for talking about that poor woman, you know, that you couldn't understand her.
Yeah.
And I thought that was naughty.
Oh, it was naughty. You're right. I was naughty. I'm sorry.
Okay. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Carol. I hope it's a great day. Thanks for calling.
Okay.
Bye-bye, dear.
Bye.
That's my friend Carol. She's okay. 2 minutes before 4 o'clock. Doesn't time fly when you're whipping it up like this and having all this kind of fun? Do you know what started on today, November 25th, rather? An incredible event in 1950. Not an incredible event, but the fact that it's been going since 1952 is incredible. Agatha Christie's Mousetrap, the mystery play Mousetrap, opened in London and is still going strong. It's the world's longest-running play. The producer-director thought it would last a year. By its 25th anniversary, 4 million people had seen it. And today, what does that make? 62, 72, 82, 92, 42 years that play has been going.
If you suffer from motion sickness...
I just called you to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and that's it.
Well, that's very, very nice.
And I enjoy your show.
This is the day for the, I guess they call them the Turkey Day Classics, the high school rivalry games, which is really very, very exciting. Do you have one that you go to?
Eastie against Southie.
Okay, which side are you on?
Eastie.
Okay, I wish you well, and again, happy Thanksgiving.
Okay,
hope it's a nice day, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling. Here's another Mike. This is Mike down in Kingston, Massachusetts. Hi, Mike. Good morning.
Hi, Norm. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I haven't called for ages.
Now, who does Kingston play on Thanksgiving?
You know, I haven't the slightest idea.
Are you new to that area?
No, I've been here for many years, but I don't pay any attention to that.
Okay.
What I was calling for is last year you called a man up in the Arctic Circle a number of times.
Oh, yes, this was a guy, I think he was
on an oil rig or something.
That's right. He was just off of Greenland, very, very far north in one remote place of North Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And near Greenland, yes. In fact, he called us, so I don't have his number. Otherwise, it'd be kind of fun to call him and find out how he's going to spend Thanksgiving Day.
Well, he was, I have a feeling he's back up there now, because he was on 6 months and off 6 months, I believe, right?
That sounds right.
I can't quite remember, and I can't find my notebook that I wrote it down in. The apartment is a mess with notebooks here.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to tell you, aside from that, I'd love to hear from him again. But your interviews the past few nights have been absolutely marvelous.
Oh, thanks a lot. It's nice of you to say that. I was thrilled talking with both these guys.
Well, Steve Allen was absolutely wonderful.
Well, he really opened up. Sometimes when you call these guys, maybe they're tired, they don't feel like talking with you, they don't know who you are, and they don't really much care. But he was very warm and very nice, and I was so pleased because I have been a very big fan of his for a very long time. I think the guy I think he's a genius, and I don't throw that word around casually.
He is. I've watched him. I'm 47 years old. I think I've watched him since I was born.
Well, you would have, yeah, because he did the Tonight Show. I was trying to think of when that was, but that had to be back in the 50s. So you were hardly born at all when he was on that, and then he was on a weekly show.
I kept sneaking downstairs and watching it.
What's that?
I kept sneaking downstairs and watching it.
Oh, okay, great. Well, you obviously had a great sense of humor even when you were a little bit of a guy.
Just keep up the good work. What I try to do is I get home from work about midnight, and I like to read at night or play on my computer, and I put BZ on, and I try to ignore BZ. I try desperately to ignore it.
Now, how do you mean?
I haven't succeeded at all this week.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I like to have background noise.
Oh, you sound like my wife used to talk that way. She would have the radio on, the television. It's kind of funny. You just like to feel like you're in the center of action.
Oh, I am. I'm all by myself with two cats.
Okay.
It's absolutely marvelous.
Hey, I hope you now. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? You going to be sharing it with the cats, or do you have other people to be with?
Oh Lordy, this is wicked. I went and prepared turkey dinner at my brother's house last night for today. And I'm going to my son's house after turkey dinner at my brother's house today. And I'm going to my mother's house, who has now just become a great-grandmother because I've just become a grandfather at my son's house, and I'm going to his house later on.
So you got a pretty full day ahead.
And the poor cats. The poor cats are going to get pigeon or something. I have no idea what they're going to do.
I hope you'll have a chance to get some sleep before you do all this, because it sounds like you haven't slept for a while.
Oh, no, I've kind of fallen in and out of sleep all night long.
Okay. Hey, Mike, you're a nice man, and I hope it turns out to be as nice a day as it sounds.
It'll be marvelous.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mike. Bye-bye. Okay, how about you, Jerry and Natick? Good morning. You're on WBZ.
I think you were just talking to my spiritual brother or something, because just about everything that he was saying was what I'm doing. I'm sitting here with my computer on right now, too.
Now, what are you doing with the computer at this hour?
Well, I'm self-employed at this point. I'm a writer, and I'm just working on a number of different things, but I wanted to call you, to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and also to say how much I enjoyed listening to you interviewing Steve Allen last night. That was a terrific interview.
Oh, thanks. Thank you very much.
Just like Mike, I'm a little younger than him. I'm 44, and but I also remember Steve Allen from when I was growing up, and I did the same thing. I snuck downstairs, and I would, watch him through the staircase, and of course every now and then I get caught, and my punishment was I got to go down and watch the rest of the show. So. Oh,
that's great. No, I just thought he was just his shows were just so unique, and he has so influenced so many people, including, of course, David Letterman. David Letterman talks about the influence that he had upon him so many times.
Well, that's interesting you mention that, because I think a lot of his influence you can see in David Letterman. I mean, not the acerbic wit that Letterman has, but the way he can improvise, and he likes to do things that are out of the norm, like going out of the studio during the show and literally just going out and talking to people on the streets and getting them involved and what have you. That kind of spontaneity that Steve Allen had.
No, that's right, because Steve would turn the cameras outdoors and describe it and people would be picked up on camera without realizing they were on camera. And Steve Allen would give a little running description, that was really taking a chance, because you can't prepare anything for something like that because you don't know what's going to happen. Well, yeah. But he did that, and some of the things Letterman does, I could see Steve Allen doing, like, remember he used to throw stuff out the window and watch it smash against the ground, and the steamroller bit. All of that kind of stuff sounds so much like Steve Allen.
It does, yeah. I'm just curious, was it Steve Allen that gave Don Knotts his start early on?
Yes, Don Knotts was one of the original members of the Steve Allen Show.
That's what I thought.
That was the weekly show, because he was on the nighttime show, the Tonight Show, long before Johnny Carson, that period.
Right.
And then he did a weekly show. Don Knotts, Louis Nye.
Louis Nye, that's the
Tom, what's his name? Who's the...
Tom Poston.
Tom Poston, that's right. Yeah. And also there was one other... Well, he had some other... Dayton Allen was the guy who would say things like... He would say, I never went to medical school, but I used to hang around drugstores a lot. I mean, he sounded like a total boob, and a very funny character. Anyway, he had a whole lot of those kind of people. But Don Knotts very definitely was one of his early people.
He used to do the man on the street interviews.
Right.
And Don Knotts would frequently play this nervous character or what have you. That it's funny because as far back as that was, I could still remember a demolitions expert that Don Knotts played on A Man on the Street, and his I forget what his name was, but his middle initials were KB. And when Steve Allen asked what that stood for, of course he screamed out "Kaboom!" And I can't remember some of the things that I studied in high school, but for some reason that sticks in my head, and it's still there. And it was just a real treat talking to him last night. I got a chance to call in. I was one of the people that got a chance to say a quick hello.
Oh, good. I felt funny about it. I didn't feel fine. What am I saying? I would like to have kept him on a lot longer, because a whole lot of people wanted to talk with him. But I thought pushing it beyond an hour, maybe we had done so well up to that point. I didn't want to push it too far. Yeah. But I'm sure we'll have him on again, because I just love talking with him, and he seemed to be having a good time also.
Oh, he does. Yeah, that's the other thing, is he does. It's not like it was a chore at all. I think he was very, very comfortable. And I could just listen to him go on and on all night.
I could, too. I would have loved if he stayed right till 5 o'clock. We'll have him on again soon, though, and I appreciate your comments about him. And I hope today turns out incredibly wonderful for you, Jerry.
Well, same to you, Norm.
Thanks a million.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we do have some open lines at 254-1030. 254-1030. And it's 20 degrees in Boston. It is one of the really cold mornings of this year. Katie?
Yeah, I was talking to you back a couple of weeks ago.
It's nice to hear from you again.
Yeah, and I wanted to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
A happy Thanksgiving to you, too. You already had your Thanksgiving up in Canada, didn't you?
Yeah, back in October.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you, one of my friends down in Maine heard me talking to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she sent me a card, so... If she's listening this morning, I want to wish her a happy Thanksgiving, too.
Well, now, what is her name?
Huh?
What's her name?
Her name is Marge Gardner, and she lives in Camden, Maine.
Hey, Marge Gardner in Camden, Maine. That's your friend Katie. Where in Nova Scotia are you, Katie?
Well, I'm in Cape Breton, actually.
Okay, that's pretty country up there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. And we had our first snowfall last night.
Did you have much snow?
No, just enough to cover the ground.
What is your weather like? Is it like ours down here?
Very, very much, I think, because according to your temperatures and everything, we're running about the same right now.
Okay, because I know in Ontario, Canada, the weather is pretty much the same as we have also.
Yeah. The only difference between us and other parts, like say Ontario, they get an earlier spring than we do. The winter kind of drags on, but it's not too bad, really, you know. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know you're still coming in loud and clear here, and I don't know what I'd do without my radio.
Oh, that's nice, Katie. You're nice to call. I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, you have a good day now. Don't eat too much turkey.
Okay, I'll try not to.
Okay, then. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Katie. Today, Eula Grooms and Donald Lozon will exchange vows atop a wedding cake float, actually it's a wedding cake float in the Michigan Thanksgiving Day Parade in Detroit. Ms. Grooms, who is a high school teacher from Wyandotte, Michigan, and vice president of the parade organizer, said, I love a parade, so why not? So she will marry... Is this an interesting story, or should I just throw the whole thing away? She will marry Donald Lozon, and it will be televised nationally. I guess we'll be able to catch and see that here. And she says, I've marched several times in the Thanksgiving Day Parade, but never before a national audience. Too late to back out. Now, a lot of people like to get married in kind of a cute, different kind of way, and that's why they're getting married, in that cute kind of way that I can hardly wait to get on the air to tell you that. Now, a lot of stories always come out today about pets being cooked up turkey, unless they're cats, in which they're being given special rations of tuna fish. I mean, I love animals, you know that. I have a couple of dogs and a horse and cats and chickens and all that stuff. But they have no knowledge. They have no feelings about Thanksgiving. I guess maybe it makes the owners feel better. But to cook up a special turkey and stuff and bring in your pets into this Thanksgiving thing is really meaningless to them. It doesn't make any sense, I think. Just be nice to them the entire year, and you don't have to worry about any special kind of thing on Thanksgiving and Christmas. But some pet owners get a little nutty about that thing. Hey, news coming along. Here I am talking, and we got news coming along. Important stuff. 254-1030. We do have some open lines, and we'll be here till 5. And I'd love very much to talk with you this holiday morning.
Oh,
Thank you. Since
I'm staying at my daughter's house, I won't be able to make too many calls to other people, but I did want to call and wish everybody at WBZ a happy Thanksgiving from Norma Werner, who is still in the hospital. And
how is she doing?
She was down in the dumps last night.
Yeah, she called earlier today.
Oh, that's
good.
I
spoke to Greg and passed a message along.
Oh, that's good. I'm very glad to hear that, because I'm staying at my daughter's, and I didn't want to put the radio on too loud.
Yeah.
And I don't want to wake the pooch up, because then that means I'll have to get dressed up and take her out. But anyway, I was just, everyone's playing with their computers, and I got the television, a little television on here. And it doesn't know, I can't hear anything, but I love to look at the pictures. The Weather Channel is I get a kick out of their maps, Norm. Have you ever looked at their map? If you ever had a chance.
No, I do see that. Some people are turned on by, I know some people are real weather nuts and watch that all the time. So you're watching the Weather Channel with the sound down?
Yeah, with the
sound
you can
down. Look at the maps?
Well, just to keep me company. But I'll put it after I get through talking to you, Norm. I'll put it on and.
That's okay. I do watch television too, and sometimes with the sound down. You know what I do? I watch the. It's Channel 27 in Worcester. They have a lot of Spanish language programs.
Yes.
And some of their dramatic programs, the little things in the afternoon, have some of those incredibly beautiful women. So sometimes I watch that, and I have no idea what they're talking about or what the plot is, but I like looking at them.
Yeah, well, I know you know a little bit of smattering of Italian because you speak it beautifully.
Well, very little.
If you really apply yourself, sometimes you can understand the Spanish. You can get the gist of it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, I just turned it on to 27, and who's there? Someone is selling something. Whatever.
They usually have lousy-looking movies during the night.
I know it. Well, anyway, listen. Have a good day.
You too, Generous.
I'll be talking to you later.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Everybody, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Generous. You too. Bye-bye. Well, Nice day today, too. Do you have big plans?
Well, I'm like you. We each lost our spouses about the same time, and I'm going to friends like you are.
Oh, that's good. At least,
day.
yeah, you're going to have a chance to spend the day with people that you like.
Yes,
Good.
That's right.
Good.
But you know, I enjoyed that interview very much with Steve Allen. He's the type of man, as you're listening to him, you forget he's a star.
Oh, that's right. Well,
a normal person.
Well, he says, I think that's true of a lot of comics. He has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And if you have a sense of humor, that means you don't take yourself all that seriously either.
That's right.
And yet he's probably one of the brightest people ever. He's an incredibly bright person.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that, because I love talking to him. He's my hero.
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to say. It was a marvelous interview. And half of it was Steve Allen. The other half was you.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, but he made it easy because he sounded like he wanted to talk, and he was very loose.
Yes, very relaxed.
Yeah, so that made it easy for me. I thank you very much. I'm glad you had a chance to hear it.
You're very welcome. Have a great day.
You too, Peggy.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, is it Lavera?
Hi.
Hi, am I pronouncing your name right?
Revere.
Lavera.
Right.
That's a pretty name. I never heard that one before.
Well, I think it's an old family name.
And you're down in Virginia.
I'm in Virginia. I just wanted to let you know we people down here enjoy your program also.
Well, that's nice. Thank you. Where in Virginia are you?
Charlottesville.
Oh, Charlottesville.
Yes.
That's because Virginia's a beautiful state.
Yes, it is.
I love the slogan you have. Virginia is for lovers.
For lovers, right.
Is that true?
I guess. Yeah.
Does that include you?
Well, no, I'm getting too old. I'm like Ann. I'm getting too old.
Well, I don't know. I think you can be a lover no matter how old you are. You just love somebody a little older.
Oh, yes.
What are your plans for Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm going to have my family in. I am a widow. I have a son and a daughter and 3 grandchildren, so we're going to get together and have a wonderful time.
Oh, that's lovely. At your house?
Yes.
So you're doing all the cooking then?
No, everybody's bringing something.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Very happy Thanksgiving, Lavera. I hope it turns out to be just a very lovely day for you and your family.
Thank you. You too. I wanted to tell everyone and hope that everyone has a happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks.
Enjoy your program so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for calling.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Lavera. Okay, we'll take some more calls right after this. 254-1030. Okay, just even if you have no great things to talk about, perhaps we can wish each other a happy Thanksgiving, because that's what friends do on these kind of days. 18 before 5 here at WBZ this Thanksgiving morning. Good.
My wife and I are longtime listeners, and I'm a first-time caller.
Well, I appreciate you doing that.
I wanted to call and say happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Where in New Hampshire are you?
Manchester.
Well, the Queen City.
Yep. I wanted to share a story with you.
Fine.
We had our first baby a year ago this month, and at my wife's insistence, you were in the delivery room with us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yep, they had a...
What was it, a boy or a girl?
It was a girl.
And what's her name?
Grace.
Oh, that's nice. So your first child, that's always a great adventure.
Yes, it has been. It's been a unbelievable year.
If you're lucky, and I have been lucky, because I have 2 daughters, it gets nicer each year as they get older and you begin to communicate with them and all that. It's fun. It's good to have kids.
Oh, yeah. She's running around now and starting to say words and recognizing people.
Really?
Yeah.
She's obviously one of the cleverest babies anybody ever had, and you're very lucky.
She listens to you all night. She ends up in bed with us often, and during feedings and diapers and crying and playing, and we're up all night, and we have the radio on, and she sits and listens and looks around and recognizes voices.
You're bringing back happy memories. I remember, everybody, when you say that, everybody who has children remembers when they were just little infants, and growing up in that state. They have a lovely smell to them and a lovely look to them and a lovely softness. Yeah. I'll never forget that. I think it's a lovely part of life.
I've tried to explain to my wife that you don't know true love until the baby looks at you like that. Unconditional love is the way I put it. And she says, "Oh, we have unconditional love," and I said, "No. I said, "The baby, we have unconditional love with the baby. It's
just the way she looks at you, and no matter what you do, she's perfect.
Oh, I think that's nice. No, I know just what you're saying.
So we're having our second baby in May, and
oh, really?
I'm sure you'll be there, and you'll be there all next year also.
Well, good. I'll be looking and smiling upon you with great affection, and kind of wishing that I could go through that whole stage all over again.
I'll keep you up to date.
Hey, thanks a million, Jim.
Thanks.
Take care. Bye-bye. It's a lovely part of life, having little kids coming into the family. This is Bill, also up in New Hampshire. Hi, Bill.
Good morning. How are you?
Just fine. Where in New Hampshire are you?
Jaffrey, New Hampshire.
Jaffrey, you're a little further west than the other fella.
Yeah, it's a 10 above here this morning. I thought I'd have a chance to sack in, but I'm a fuel oil delivery driver, and I got a call at 1:30 this morning saying that somebody was out of oil. So.
Oh my!
But I had you on my truck radio.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm pleased about that. That's right. Now you become the man of the hour from this point on.
Yeah, I got a coffee and a special coffee and a couple of donuts and a couple of crawlers, so that kind of made my morning. But I'm waiting to crawl back in the rack for a while.
Now, where were you when you got the call? Well, you must have already been in bed.
Yes, I was.
Oh, that's kind of tough, isn't it? To have to get out.
This is our busy time of the year, you know. In the summer, we, if you have a delivery a month, you're lucky, huh?
Now, is this your own company?
No, I work for a private concern. Yeah.
Okay, well, it was nice.
It's a 24-hour service, on-call delivery service and maintenance and so forth.
Oh, that's okay. That sounds great. Sounds like the kind of company we have here in Massachusetts, which is really nice. And you guys are like angels from heaven. When anybody's furnace breaks down and when it's really cold or you run out and you see you guys coming up, boy, it's like.
It's all right until you have to shovel out at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
it takes you an hour to get out. Huh?
Well, it's not so much nice for you, I know it, but I mean it's nice for your customers to see you come up that driveway and deliver fuel or to fix the furnace or something when they need it so desperately. You're okay. You're an angel of mercy, Bill. You probably didn't even realize that.
Well, I hadn't heard you for a while, but maybe I will get up early from now on and tune you in.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Bill, and have a great Thanksgiving.
You too, sir.
Yeah, bye-bye. Okay. Hey, it's this my friend May here in Boston.
Yes, Uncle Norman, it is your friend May.
I'm so glad you called on this holiday morning.
I called to say Happy Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day to you.
And to the girls, I hope you'll be together and have a nice time as we're going to be.
Yes, we are planning to be together today.
Oh, very nice. I'd like you to know that my husband and I have enjoyed that geography book so much.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yes, I got it, but I didn't get my hands on it for a couple of weeks because he's devoured it. And he keeps asking me questions. I said, listen, hey, come on now, cut this out, So it's
How have you been doing with the questions?
I didn't get a chance to read. He knows everything.
Oh, so he's asking questions, and you don't know all the answers?
I don't know half of them, dear.
Oh, well, if you know half, it's not bad, considering you haven't read the book yet.
No, well, I've done some, but he really does enjoy it, yeah. That cat of ours that I fool about all the time, he practices asking questions to the cat, and I'll say, for God's sake, But
this is the book by the man named Davis.
Yes,
and he'll be on with us. Well, he'll be on. I love all of these quiz things, so he'll be on again soon.
Oh, they are great mind workers,
Yeah.
And I really do enjoy them. Remember I told you he used to say to me, are you talking to that guy again? Now it isn't quite that much, Now when
he's swinging over, huh?
Yes. When I told him he loves the music questions, because we're great music buffs.
We're going to do that tonight.
I know. That's why I called. So I said to him, he said, hey, that's my Thanksgiving Day present.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
That's great.
So we will be listening.
Hey, I hope, and a very happy Thanksgiving to you and your husband, May.
Thank you, dear. To all of you.
Thanks a million.
Good day.
She's cute. Good day. Sounds like Paul Harvey. And the news. Good day.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Well, I was reflecting here in a dimly lit room, relaxing, listening to our friend Norm on the radio, and I thought, this is a good time of year to give thanks. And I wanted to call you and thank you personally, because you did something for me that you probably didn't even know back in February. Let me refresh your memory just a little bit.
Okay.
I had the misfortune of buying a bulldog puppy from Dave Campbell Livestock in Oakham, Massachusetts.
I remember, and it was not a healthy dog.
No, he was a sick dog with parvovirus,
Yes.
and he lasted with us for 18 days before he died.
Yeah, that was sad. I remember talking with you about that. Yeah.
It was sad, but I'll tell you, I left my phone number with your producer, and that night I talked to you probably around 12:30 or so, and I was up until after 2 a.m. talking to people who had called me, and I probably that night talked to about 8-10 people, all with the same problem with the same guy.
Yes.
And the exposure that I got through talking to you for maybe 5 or 10 minutes got me in touch with a lawyer who's helped me with the case, who also bought a dog from him, put me in touch with a number of other people that in turn have strengthened my case, and also gave me a lot of moral support. And also, through a snowball effect, Joe Shortsleeve at BZTV did a big 3-part series called Not Fit for a Dog back in May, and got a lot of mileage on that story that Joe did. And it was all because it started with a phone call to you.
Well, that's really nice. I do remember a lot of people calling afterwards who had been in the same boat.
Yeah?
And yeah, I do. I remember that case very, very clearly. Did you ever get another dog?
Yes, we do. We have a beautiful 9-month-old bully right here. When we got him, I said to my wife, Jackie, we're not going to allow him on the couch. Guess where he's sitting?
I bet you he's on the couch taking a wild guess.
Yes, he
I
is.
know. The animals, they're fun to have.
He's wonderful.
Oh, yeah. And how old is this guy?
He's 9 months old. He's as healthy as a bull. No pun intended. He's a pure English bulldog.
Yeah.
And the key that I've found through all of the expense and all of the heartache that I've gone through, the key is to see both parents. That's the key.
Oh, I see. Okay, the parents of the dog.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
To see the parents.
I didn't know whether the dog was to see both of your parents. I think I'm honing in on what you mean.
No, he has seen both of our parents.
Okay. Okay.
But to see the dog's parents, you know for one thing that you got the male and female are there, and you know what your dog's going to look like when he grows up. You're going to know what his temperament's going to be like when he grows up. You're going to know the quality of the dog that you're buying. For instance, the Max here, Brutus Maximus is his name.
Yeah.
His father was the 1992 Bulldog champion.
Wow.
For the nation, the top dog in the country. And his mother's a beautiful dog from way up by White River Junction, Vermont.
Yeah.
And by seeing the parents, you know that you're not getting a puppy mill dog, you're not getting a sick dog, you're not getting a dog from poor lines. You're not getting in what you might call an inferior dog.
Yeah.
When I say inferior, there's really no such thing as an inferior dog. But there's levels of quality that are subtle that a lot of people don't realize.
I know. No, I understand what you're saying.
But this one has turned out to be a real joy, and he's just wonderful. And we're contemplating showing him he's really a good-looking dog.
Oh, that's great. Keep in touch and let me know if you do show him. I'd love to know how he makes out. Brutus Maximus.
That's right, Brutus Maximus.
Hey, Brutus Maximus, behave.
His ears are perking up.
Okay, Steve. Hey, good. I'm glad everything turned out a little bit better than the way it was when we talked the last time.
Well, I gotta tell you one last time. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you just so darn much.
Okay.
For everything you did, and you didn't do a darn thing but sit and listen. But it meant the world to us.
I'm just so darn glad. Thank you. Have a great Thanksgiving, Steve.
You too.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And you too, Brutus Maximus. Hey, Pete in Roslindale, good morning.
Good morning. At the outset, I want to say, Kalo Turko Mera. That is Greek for have a happy Turkey Day.
Oh, that sounds nice. That's a pretty sound.
Yeah, and I want to salute Mrs. Harris Lewis, wife of the widow of Reggie Lewis.
Oh, yes.
I had the happy experience of driving an 82-year-old indigent woman to the Boston Arena on that day to retrieve her turkey. And I'm going to tell you, they were well organized. There must have been 1,500 people out on the sidewalk, and it was cold. And they were processed. We were at the end of the line, at the end of the street. And that woman, 82, with a cane and hanging on to my arm, within 30 minutes, I clocked it from that block into the arena, through the line, pick up a turkey and a big bag that they gave as a gift, also a $15 gift certificate that is very, very much needed by this woman, all within 30, 35 minutes. So I'd like on this day to remember Mrs. Lewis, and it's not going to be a happy day for her, but I hope it's blessed with a lot of good luck and good health to her and her family.
And a lot of warm greetings from friends and family and all.
Yes.
Which you could certainly use on a day like this. And you're a nice man to pass those messages along, Pete, and I thank you very much. I hope you have a great day, too.
Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your wonderful crew there, and
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Pete. All the best to you.
Right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Mary. She was all alone, except for her mysterious uncle in his house upon the hill.
I'm on a hill, it's a big old house with something wrong inside it.
His house was a place filled with sadness. Oh, it once knew love, but now mourns for a woman and a garden long neglected. And when Mary finds this garden, she discovers miracles can happen and dreams do come true. Mary's Garden is The Secret Garden, the musical Time magazine calls fascinating for children and adults alike. The Secret Garden, now through November 28th, only at the Colonial Theater. It won the Tony Awards. It will win your heart. Call 931-2787 today.
Tonight, 7 to 11, Barbara Bush, former First Lady, of course, does her program, reading stories for children. She has a ton of other fascinating people who are going to join her for that. And then we'll be on at 11 with a music quiz, our swell music quiz. Hope you can join us for that. This is the Bob Rawley Show. Bob will be back next week. I'm Norm Nathan, sitting in along with Greg and along with the lovely Marilyn, and we'll see you tonight. Bye-bye, old sport.
Those were some of the sweetest calls to Norm, so genuine and loving in their praise and wishes for a happy Thanksgiving. The gift of Norm continues next week as we head into December. See you then, closing the vault and leaving this world a little sillier than we found it. For Bangladesh, Marge Gardner from Camden, Maine, Norma Warner, Generosa, Brutus Maximus, David Letterman, Steve Allen, Don Knotts, Louis Nye, Tom Poston, oil delivery truck drivers, dimly lit rooms, Eula and Donald, Cape Breton, the old Channel 27 in Worcester, Massachusetts, Metaphors, Dead Languages, Gabby Hayes, Floozies, Jay McQuaid, Rod the security guard, Mike Epstein, Greg Ebben, Jack Harte, and the man who's gravy for your ears, Norm Nathan. I'm Tony Nesbitt.